A good midday on this Wednesday. Roger Hill with the VELCO Weather Hazards Outlook. Big ridge of higher pressure up and down the eastern seaboard is in the process of shifting to the east and collapsing. We have a little pocket of instability here dealing with this today on this Wednesday, with warm temperatures being the last day. After this significant trough, an area of low pressure in parts of central and western Canada swings on through, we're going to see a lowering of the temperature and a daily diet of wet weather that's going to feature showers and occasionally, most of the time, some embedded thunderstorm activity. It does look like a lot of the thunderstorm activity we will be seeing will be benign. There's one exception to that, and that's going to be basically Thursday night, and that's associated with this boundary here that's going to pull up some fairly rich moisture levels and higher precipitable water, and so heavier showers and thunderstorms, mostly which should be benign, will work through during the evening hours especially, but there could still be one or two strong thunderstorms with wind gusts and wet microbursts producing wind gusts potentially up to about thresholds or about 40 miles per hour. Otherwise, it's mainly going to be a heavy rain component and sporadic lightning, occasional moderate bursts of lightning. Then we have a daily diet of pretty much afternoon, early evening shower and thunderstorm activity that's going to linger, although we cool it down through the weekend with cooler conditions beginning to work out of Canada on a northwesterly flow. And the net effect for that is that we're going to see conditions get reduced to more basically showers and maybe a couple isolated rumbles of thunder as we head into this coming weekend and early next week. Some chilly weather just around the corner. It's very streaky weather patterns that we've been seeing, either very dry for a string of days or very wet for a string of days. We're about to flip that switch back to wet weather. Let's take a look at the computer modeling. We have the GFS ensemble on the right-hand side, but the European deterministic on the left-hand side. This is valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon, Wednesday. And what you can see is there's a scattered shower and thunderstorm activity. I had a little bit of a couple clusters kind of work on through, and it's departed now, and we're looking at some additional scattered shower and thunderstorm, mostly in the Northeast Kingdom, down the Connecticut Valley, and associated a little bit more toward New Hampshire. Let's run that computer model. This is valid again at 2 o'clock this afternoon. That's 5. That is 8 o'clock this evening. And then we dry things out during most of the night tonight. It looks like we set it up again for this band that's going to be working on through, kind of an occluded kind of frontal boundary. This would be a cold front here, occluded front here, and so on, warm front. So all of this moisture begins to advect into the region. And it really does hold off until basically the evening hours on Thursday, and then it swings through during Thursday night, exits out of the region as you get in the late part of the night. And you can see that this is some fairly high precipitable water, about 1.4 inches PWatts. So we're up around 2-3 standard deviation. So that wet weather, that combo, then swings on out, and we're into just basically daily shower and thunderstorm activity going from Friday through Saturday through Sunday. You can see this area of low pressure stalls out. This is all due to high latitude blocking, which is forcing the jet stream to cut down low here and kind of returning back into a little bit of a spring-like pattern, at least temporarily here, going into the second and third week of June. And then basically we'll see more showers and whatnot. Monday, it looks like we have another thing that swings on through. And then finally, after that, we might get 2 days of dry weather until this coastal area of low pressure works on into the region. It's a very, very busy weather pattern. GFS model plumes centered on the grid point of Montpelier, Vermont. What you can see is precipitation every day, a pretty much elongated stretch. Looking at the total amounts of QPF, looks like this. You can see incrementally. A little bit today, a little bit more, especially later in the day and tomorrow night. An uptick there. And you can see the blue line is the deterministic model of the GFS. But overall, the trends are up, 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 and up. Beyond the period, once we get into well beyond the period, we're looking at close to 2 inches amounts of rainfall. GFS ensemble gives us about 1.5, 1.6 inches of total PWatts here. And this will be arriving as we get into basically Thursday night. And if you overlay Cape, although we won't have a lot of convection, we will have the dynamics to support some strong thunderstorms potentially for basically Thursday evening. But the main cape is going to be today with the warm weather that we're seeing on this last day, this transition day, Wednesday afternoon. And during tomorrow night, we do have a little bit of shear to deal with, so some of those thunderstorms could tap into that and produce some wet microburst winds. Most of this does look relatively benign, but Thursday night seems to be the night, especially during the evening hours, where we'll probably have the highest chances of any issues to cause impacts for utilities. And the Weather Prediction Center 7-day total QPF, or total rainfall, you can see that we're in the pretty higher amounts here across northern parts of New England. 1.5, that would be 2 inches, 2.5 inches, and 3 up in areas around Quebec City. So well above normal to the north, a little closer to, but slightly above normal to the south across our region. 2-meter temperatures, anomalies, you can see that it's plenty warm across portions of eastern Canada. That's the current condition right now. This is the colder weather that's going to be introduced and swing around an area of low pressure that's going to get pulled in, and we're going to see those temperatures gradually drop as we head into this up-and-coming weekend. So looking at the MOS, this is the next 5 days of high temperatures only. Weighted will be somewhere between 3 and about 6 degrees below normal. And a little bit further down the road, back to neutral as some of that high latitude blocking relents a little bit and starts to allow that warm-up to start to take place up the eastern seaboard just a little bit. We're expecting a very active hurricane season. Nothing to worry about over the next 7 days at this point in time, but there are some indications that 1 or 2 kind of subtropical storms could form potentially and then track northeast well off the coast. Nothing to worry about for North America. And current conditions here on this midday, we're seeing temperatures make a run. That's the current temperatures, and dew point temperatures have really climbed with these little primer showers, these little clusters that have formed and then moved across parts of northern Vermont. Roger Hill, Weathering Heights. Thanks for watching.